Welcome to Parenting 911, the lived experience podcast where real parents share real stories.
All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. You are with us at the Parenting 911 Lived Experience podcast. I am Frizzell Malin. I am your host, and it is wonderful to see you back. If you are new, well, welcome. Welcome for your very first time. We hope you keep coming back. Today, we are going to talk about Journal the Journey. We all need to think about that as we go through this journey of parenthood, grandparenthood, guardianship. We need to think about journaling the journey. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't knock it before you try it, okay? Most people will say, well, I don't journal. I'm not a journaler. But in today's work, with all of the technology that we have access to, all you have to do is honestly get your phone, put it on audio record, and just start talking. Just start talking about this amazing little thing that just happened with your son who's only 2. You wouldn't believe what he just did. And so we were all sitting here and you tell the story. Guess what? You just journaled. You can take that transcript and print it out. You can later on create books. Let me tell you, it's good to journal all through the journey, especially at the beginning. So if you know someone who just found out that they were expecting, what a great opportunity to share this podcast with them or just talk to them about journaling the journey, because the feelings, the emotions, oh my gosh, that come up when the doctor first says, well, you're expecting, or when you're taking that pregnancy P test, and you say, oh, is that a plus sign? Is that what happened? Yeah, the flood of emotions that come up. So, wouldn't it be wonderful to write all of it down in a way that years later you can go back and say, oh my goodness, I felt just like that, didn't I? When all of this started happening. So, we as parents need to remember, and grandparents need to remember to journal the journey. There are going to be ups and downs. Come on. I mean, really, there are going to be some great times and some troubled times, some happy times, some sad times. There are going to be times that you struggle when you don't know what in the heck to do. Journal the journey. So this all came about for me some 25 years ago when we became grandparents for the first time. And our oldest daughter called, and in that conversation, I want to say she even said, "Mama, are you sitting down?" And I'm like, "No. I mean, do I need to sit down? What's going on? Just tell me what's going on." And so she said, "Well, you're going to be a grandmother." And I was just frozen, for a few minutes. Even I didn't have anything to say. I mean, what? And during that conversation, it's just like the Lord dealt with me and said, journal the journey. Start writing it down. And trust me, I wasn't a journaler. I've never been one of those people to try to write down everything I do, everything I eat, what time I did it. No. Now, my sister did all of that, and she loved journaling her day. But that wasn't me. However, I found me a pen and a pad and I started writing on the very day I received the phone call that said, you're going to be a grandparent. And I started journaling each day. Like what my thoughts were that day, what my husband said about us being grandparents, the prayers we prayed, the conversations we would have. When we would talk about, I wonder if it's going to be a boy or girl, and what are they going to look like? Can you imagine little feet pitter pattering through our house? Oh my gosh. And so I would journal all of these types of conversations. I would journal when she would have her doctor's appointments and call me and tell me about them. And so I would journal. It became, an artifact. It was wonderful for our family, to the point that my sister, who was already a journaler, I said that earlier, she was journaling as well, because this was her first great niece or nephew. And so she was journaling also. Well, 18 years forward, when that particular grandchild is now graduating from high school, I put the journals in a book. The one I had written about my husband and I, and what was going on in our world and our lives, and how just knowing about becoming a grandparent was changing our conversations. But I also put my sister's journal pages in this book also. Created a book and had it printed, and that was one of the gifts that we gave our oldest granddaughter when she graduated. And the tears, and she was like, Grandma, this is like the most amazing gift. She says, who even thinks about that? And so she had our thoughts, our prayers, our conversations with her before she was ever born, all in a book, up through after she was born. Things that were happening in the hospital room, things that her dad might have been saying, her mom was saying, I was saying. I journaled all of that for a while after she was born. So she had a replay, so to speak, of things that were going on when she was still in her mom's womb and after she was born. It was amazing. And that started me understanding the journaling process and why we, as parents and grandparents, foster parents, aunts and uncles, even, need to journal the journey, because each child's journey is different. Where we are at those seasons of life is different. What all is happening in life at that time is different. So we need to journal each journey for each child. Now, I know, again, some of you are saying, like, I don't even know where to start. Start back as far as you remember dealing with this particular child. If your child was adopted, just imagine journaling from the beginning, from the time you ever met them, saw them, heard of them, how your heart felt, where your mind was racing, all the different thoughts. Come on now. If it's whether this is your first child or second or fourth or fifth or 10th, journal the journey, because then you have the opportunity to go back and read where you were, what you were thinking about, what you were looking forward to. It's amazing when we journal and go back and reread, because this is the thing. Those emotions, those memories are so precious. We don't think about that when we're in the moment. The journaling is not for now, it's for later. It's for later. Let me tell you what, I'm happy that my sister was a journaler. She passed away in 2011, my only sibling. I can go back and and read her journals to see what was going on in this year and that year in her life. What were her thoughts? What were her prayers? What was she doing? We don't think about later on. But trust me, if you journal the journey, yeah, it will help you later on in life. I'm going to talk about this book. It's called The Moment I Knew. The Moment I Knew. As a matter of fact, I'm a part author in this book, and it's about finding out you're pregnant. It's about journaling the journey. When you go to the doctor's appointments, how you tell everyone. It's about the reveal party. It's about things that were happening, at how you felt about your body changing. It's about how the dad feels as he goes through this journey with you and the baby. It's about getting his emotions and what he feels when you go to the doctor's offices for your appointments. It's the relationship, the conversation with you and the doctor. It's how you're preparing the nursery for the baby. It's the prayers that you pray. It's things that the you receive wisdom from other people and things that they say that you write down because you want to remember what they're telling you about the journey. I remember the videographer that works with me, he and I were at the library and we were about to do just a quick little short video. And a gentleman walked by and he was interested in what we were doing. Of course, I had the Parenting 911 shirt on with the logo and different things up and around me. And we were outside. And he said, "So, what's going on here?" And we started talking. And at the end of the conversation, I asked him, what did he think would be a great podcast episode? Or even I do citywide events every month where we have experts to come in and talk to all the parents in the city, whomever wants to come, on different topics. He said, "Well, you need to do a topic about not just postpartum for mothers, but what about postpartum for dads?" He said, "Nobody tells us how to handle different things after the babies are born." And I said, that's a great topic. So, that's going to be one of our topics as well. So, journal your journey. There's some things that are going to happen that you had no idea were going to happen. Think about just the day of the arrival. I mean, yeah, when our oldest daughter was born, my mother was the one that took me to the hospital. You have to understand my journey. I was a teenage parent, and my mother, who could drive, I mean, she was like the greatest driver ever. But that day, it's like she just couldn't get it together. It was the overwhelm because this was her first grandchild, her only grandchild, really, before she passed away. So she was so overwhelmed. She could not get it together. She was driving like on 20 miles an hour. And I'm thinking, Mama, speed up. We do want to get to the hospital. You definitely don't want the baby to come in the car. But just the things that happen. Journal the journey. When your sweet babies start walking, you want to journal that. When your children go to school for the first time, whether it's daycare or Head Start or pre-K, kindergarten, oh, you're going to want to journal that, because there will come a day you'll want to look back and read, where were your thoughts that day? Where was your mind? How did you feel? Did you cry? Because I did when my child went to kindergarten. Not pre-K, but kindergarten. To me, that meant, okay, now we're really entering school, really, for real. And I was an emotional wreck. And I worked for the school district. Come on now. But I was still an emotional wreck. You're going to want to journal sweet things that grandparents or great grandparents have said to you and said to the baby, and maybe they're no longer there. You want to be able to look back and remember the things they did or said, the outings that they might have had. Journal the journey. Now, then the children get to be preteens, 11 and 12. Trust me, you're coming into a difficult time, yes, because hormones are starting to rage, and children, they are not even comfortable in their own skin. We've been through that. Come on now, all of us. Great time to journal questions that they ask, conversations that you have. Great time to journal the journey. If they are teens and now it's a whole new world, journal that journey as well. And then they graduate from high school. Journal the journey, the tears. Oh my gosh. One of our granddaughters just graduated this year, and the tears she shed. Oh my goodness. So journal the journey, and then they become adults. Oh my. And understand, especially if this is the first child that has become an adult, you've never been the parent of an adult child. You don't even quite know how to handle it. Journal the journey. Journal the journey. And then you become a grandparent. Oh my. So I'm telling you that journaling the journey is wonderful to remind you of this precious journey we have with our children all the way through. All the way through. Journal the journey. And then share it with your children. Share it with their children as well. We leave out so much. And for some reason, I guess we think we'll just remember. But trust me, you don't. You don't. And even as I read back through the journal that I did for the granddaughter, I thought, oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, yeah, I remember doing this. I remember that day. I remember setting up the nursery for her, because her parents didn't know what they needed to do. And so I drove out of town, went to their home, set up her nursery. Journal the journey. It will be worth it. In the end, it will be worth it when they grow up. It will be worth it when they start their own families. It will be worth it. So journal the journey. For anyone that's just finding out they're pregnant or still going through the pregnancy who would like the book, The Moment I Knew, I will put information in the description so that you can order a book. But learn how to journal the journey. I never knew how important it would be. I had no idea that giving that as a gift to the granddaughter would make her cry. I never knew that it would be, bring emotions from her. I thought maybe from me, but it brought the emotions from her. So just remember, everybody, grab your journal. Grab your journal. We're going to start selling them on the parenting911.org website. Grab you a journal and start journaling this journey. The ups, the downs, the in-betweens, when you're happy, when you're sad, when there's chaos in the home, when things at home are unsettled, when they are, journal the journey. It's worth it. It's worth it. All right, so our first sponsor is Parenting 911. So go to parenting911.org and get a lot of information that I'm talking about. We help parents who are struggling with different types of issues while they're raising their children. We mainly focus on parents of children who are school age and then adult children. However, we will help from the beginning and then on. We do one-on-one coaching, so you can go to our website and set up a call with me about your coaching program. We do group coaching. We have workshops with schools, with organizations, with corporate. We do church workshops. Wherever parents are, that's where we need to be. And remember, we don't judge, we do nudge. We don't want to leave you in the same place where we found you. We want to meet you where you are and then help you move forward, help you grow, and the children as well. Our second sponsor is Emotions You Know, and that's the new game that's spreading worldwide already. It is the game that allows you to share your stories, share your emotions without the tension. You play it like Uno, and when everybody is playing the game and laughing, and you create your own rules as you go, oh my goodness, you forget about the tension. All you can think about is sharing your stories, playing the game. So go to emotionsyouknow.com, emotionsknowyoU.com. So those are two of our sponsors, and we want to make sure you remember to check out parenting911.org and emotionsyouknow.com. All right, that's it for me. Make sure that you subscribe and like, and please share with others. Let them come and join us and get some of the wisdom, the strategies, the tips, the resources that we share on this podcast. I look forward to seeing you next time. All right. Until then.